My name is Itzman Mustafa Olashubomi. I recently graduated from Oritamefa Baptist Middle School, Total Garden. In the 2025 UTME, I had a score of 366 out of 400. My journey to success in the 2025 UTME was a balancing act, to say the least. At the time, my elder siblings had gone to university, and it was just me, my mom, my younger brother at home most of the time. To give a little personal background, I am the third of 4 children, and I lost my dad in primary school, primary 5 to be specific. My mom remarried later, and we welcomed my younger brother 2 years ago. My stepdad is usually away from home, he's at work during the week, and he comes home on weekends. So most of the time it's just me and my mom at home. So I had to wake up very early in order to prepare my meals and get dressed because my school was far from home. So with the early morning classes starting at 7 a.m. and ending at 6 p.m, my days were filled to the brim. But despite all this, I knew I had to rise to the challenge. I decided to use the TestDriller app and all other resources available to me. I decided to use it to the fullest. I resolved to make good use of the resources I had to prepare for the examination. I ensured that I asked my teachers questions anytime I didn't understand concepts. I also began to use the TestDriller app daily. I made sure I was solving at least 1 year of past questions in particular subjects every day. And then my textbooks were not, I did not ignore my textbooks too. I also used them to prepare for the exam. And on May 9, 2025, when the UTME results were released, I felt a sense of pride and accomplishment when I viewed my results. At last, all the hard work had paid off, and I am grateful for the experience, as challenging as it was.
I am Yutma Nukayat, mother to Yutma Mustafa Olashubomi, who is my third child, second son. I am a public servant. When he wanted to enter secondary school, Oritamefa is one of the best schools in Ibadan. I can say about Nigeria. So, though the school is far from our house, I registered him because I know he has potentials. But if I take him to any other school, in my opinion, the potentials might not come into fruition fully. By the time he got to SS class, he started representing to the school in different competitions. And their school is such that because our house is far, they have to leave home around 6:10 every morning, and they come back around 7. So meanwhile, I had 3 children in the school. Those ones that they are his elder siblings. They graduated and gained admission. So it was left. We were the only 2 left in the house, and I had a toddler. So the bulk of, usually in my house, they shared house chores. Essentially, cooking is on a weekly basis. So by the time the other two left, I called him and told him, since the other 2 are not around now, there is nobody you will share cooking, especially with, that it is only you. I can only assist if you are indisposed. So when we were the only one in the house, he has to cook in the morning for all of us before we leave the house around 6:10. We didn't have a car, so we have to join public transport. And our area is such that if you leave your house by 6:30, it will be very difficult. And they had 7 o'clock lectures to add to it. So we have to leave home very early. So we wake up around 4:35 every day. I will prepare the younger ones, he will prepare the food. Then we pack everything and go and leave the house every morning like that. By the time he comes back, it's usually around 7. He usually gets home before I do, because by the time I leave my job, I have to do other things to hustle. So when we come back home, he will be the one to cook again. So at times when I get home before him, I will have cooked before he gets back. By the time we register for JAMB, there's one they do before the actual exam. I don't know what they call it, the mock. They took us to a very far place that we have to charter a cab because his exam was at, I think, 6 or 6:30. I'm not even 6:30, and it was on your way to Osun where they took him to. I can't really remember the area, so we had to charter a cab to go to that place. So when the UTME result came, I think he scored over 300. I'm not really sure of the actual score. So then I knew he would get higher than that in JAMB, in the actual JAMB exam. But I didn't know he would get up to 366, though he was always telling me he would get 360 as the minimum. I feel okay, when the results came out, he was the one that checked it. He now told me he did not pass. I was like, there is no way you will not get over 300. I don't know about 350 or all that, but I know you will get over 300. Since one, I know your ability, and the mock that everybody was shouting was this, was that, you got over 300. So there is no way you will not get more than 300. And after, he's not joking, no, he didn't score up to 300. I said it's a lie. So it was not like, okay, he was just pulling my leg that I got 360. Of course, I was very happy that I got 366, and he was the second in his school. He was the second in his school. Apart from being financially responsible for him, and I make sure there was never a time his fees were not paid on time. I'd rather not buy clothes or any other frivolities. I'd rather save on that. So apart from that and the spiritual aspect, at times the chores he's supposed to do, especially when you go to SS3, the chores he's supposed to do, at times I do it on his behalf so that he can have more time to prepare for his exams.
I discovered the TestDriller app from a YouTube video I watched where Jeremiah Jewell, who was one of the top scorers in the past UTME, he shared his experience with the TestDriller app, and I thought that it will really help my preparation. So I decided to download and activate the app. So the TestDriller app was used in conjunction with textbooks. The TestDriller was mainly to test myself. I didn't really use like the classroom feature on the TestDriller app because I prefer to read from my textbooks, then test myself on what I have read using the app. Okay, so the major features I used on the TestDriller app were the UTME practice feature, the performance analysis feature, and the UTME challenge feature. So the UTME practice feature, as the name implies, helped me to practice for UTME. I solved past questions constantly, and then the performance analysis feature helped me to track my progress. I noticed an upward slope in my scores as I was using the TestDriller app. When I started using it around early February, my scores were lower than by the time it got to April and it was close to my exam. And the UTME challenge feature also showed my performance relative to other users of the app, and it really spurred me to work harder.
There is anything he's doing, he will stop it to go, and when the time comes for the test, he always comes to, because he's competitive, so he always wants to win. So he's always winning one thing or the other on the app. So I'm always telling him I'm the one doing the data subscription. He's the one getting the credits, as in credit that they send to him every week, and he's not sharing it.
My favorite feature on the TestDriller app is the performance analysis feature. The reason I like this feature is that it allows you to track your progress over time. So like you are not just solving questions and solving questions and solving questions. You can actually look at meaningful progress, even if it's just very little, it will still show. And then I also like the fact that you can look at your progress in terms of the raw score and in terms of percentage. And then you can also track your progress in, if it's mathematics you want to track, you can look at it. But if it's in all your 4 subjects combined, you can also look at it on the app. I don't know my state ranking yet. Nationwide, I ranked 41st in the 2025 UTME. with a score of 366. Okay, so in the 2024 WAEC for private candidates, that's November, December, I had 9 A1s in all my 9 subjects. And in the 2025 WAEC for school candidates, May, June, I also had 9 A1s. In the AMTOP Charity Foundation Science Competition, I came first position. In the Sigma National Science Competition, I and my partner were first in Oyo State, and at the regional level we came second to Ogun State. Then in the Vital Zubu Vital Champ Science Competition, I came first position. In the InterSwitch Spark National Science Competition, I was among the top 100 finalists, though I did not make it to the quarterfinals. And I also have other competitions that I have won, but cannot remember very well at this moment. So I chose to study mechanical engineering at the University of Ibadan. I chose mechanical engineering because of its versatile nature, and I also discovered that the aspect of physics that deals with motion, I understand it more than other aspects that deal with, say, electricity or something. Mechanical engineering is a wide field. It encompasses aerospace, robotics, automotive, mechatronics, engineering. So I plan to study mechanical engineering and get my bachelor's degree, after which I can specialize for my PhD or master's in one of those fields I mentioned earlier. So before the day I was to take my UTME exam, I had done many practice tests on TestDriller, and I had already planned out the order in which I was going to answer the question. The order was English language, followed by chemistry, followed by physics, followed by mathematics. I chose this order because I felt it was the most efficient way, and I discovered that that was the combination that gave me the fastest, in which I was the fastest. On the day of the exam, I was able to complete my exam before the 2-hour mark. Okay, so I think the general technique when you are in an exam, any exam actually, is to skip questions that you find difficult to answer at first. So when you are solving questions, there are some questions that immediately you see them, you already know the answer, right? So those questions are the questions you should answer on your first go. Then you will now do a retake, and on that retake you'll be answering the more difficult questions that take time to think of the answer. That's the technique I would advise. I also advise that before the exam you should know the order in which you want to answer your questions, because that will help. Not that when you're analyzing your exam you now start thinking of, should I answer physics first, should I answer, you get. So you don't have to follow the order in which I did mine. You just find the one that works best for you through practice. And for calculation based questions, I think practice will help you find shortcuts. In apps like TestDriller, you would see sometimes when they give the solution, they may give one solution and then they may give you a faster solution. So with practice you'll be able to identify how to shortcuts in solving questions. I don't think there was any specific aspect of the English language that brought down my score. During practice on TestDriller, I constantly got up to 80 or 90 on the English language. However, I noticed that on the TestDriller app, each question is awarded the same number of marks, so each question is equally important. However, we do not know exactly how JAMB marks all the subjects actually, especially the English language. So I can't say that there is one specific reason why there is a general low score in English language. Another factor could actually be that I noticed generally that people tend to focus on other subjects like government or physics more than English language when they are preparing for the exam, because these subjects are perceived as harder than English language. So people often give it more attention. To tackle English language, I generally just advise that you read the literature texts very well and you don't neglect English language practice. For the literature text, I would advise you take note of the very important and seemingly little details. I also advise that you try to read it at least 2 times, and for me the second time I read the text was during the week before my actual exam, so that the details were still fresh in my mind. Okay, so my learning strategy that helps me understand better is I like to use number one, spaced repetition. Spaced repetition essentially just means that when I read something today, I'll revise it tomorrow, then I'll revise it 2 days later, then I'll revise it 4 days later, like that. So this constant repetition of revision actually keeps whatever I read fresh in my memory. I also like to change the place where I read from time to time. Okay, so let's say today I'm studying in my room and then I discover that it's not really working, it's not really entering. Then I can decide to change my location to, let's say, the living room or somewhere else in the house. I discovered that it actually makes it stick more. Then lastly, I will advise, okay, one thing I usually do is I try to understand. I read for understanding, not just because I want to pass a particular exam. So when you understand the concepts, especially mathematics formulas, for example, I like to learn how the formula was proven rather than just memorizing the formula. And this strategy actually helps me understand better and know which formula to apply under certain parameters. I did not have any particular number of hours that I aimed to read each day. It's varied widely from day to day. On some days I can spend a lot of time reading, on other days I do not spend so much time reading. But generally, before the exam, I had gone through past questions, JAMB past questions, and I knew the certain topics that I really needed to read, and then I knew the amount of time I had left until the exam. So there was like a subconscious schedule in my mind that I knew I had to follow. I did not say, okay, I'm going to read 5 hours today. I didn't do that. My desire to be successful in life is what drives me to excel academically. I generally believe that with discipline and consistency, you can achieve anything in life. So, and this discipline and consistency is in all areas of life, including academics. My parents, teachers, and school, and family at large played a very great role in my UTME preparation. My mom specifically trained me from when I was young, and actually for preparation of UTME, for example, she allowed me to active. She gave the money. My mom paid for the activation of my TestDriller app, and then she also supported me at times when I was not feeling really confident in myself. Then my teachers were always there. Anytime I had any complex concepts I needed to explain, and they really helped. The morning classes and the evening classes organized by my school also boosted my performance, and I'm really grateful for all of that. Yes, I would recommend the TestDriller app to other people preparing for the exam. The TestDriller was the only app I used while preparing for the UTME, mainly because I didn't see the need to download any other app. The TestDriller is like just perfect. The reason I recommend it to students who want to use it to prepare for the exam is because it really simulates the JAMB interface, like what you are going to face on the day of your exam. The TestDriller app is like a perfect replica of that. So, and you're preparing for a CBT exam, so you need a CBT software. I am very grateful to TestDriller for this award for many reasons. To start with, it was because of the award they organized for the students that excelled in 2024 UTME that I even discovered the app in the first place. And personally, I think the award will go a long way in financing my higher education, and I think it also motivates juniors to do well in their exams. So I'd like to thank the TestDriller team for this amazing opportunity. Thank you, TestDriller.
TestDriller recognition award is one of many as one, but it is still a feather in his cap, because if you don't recognize his efforts, as in if you did not give him any award, you have provided the service he paid for by subscribing to the app. This is just a bonus. So more feathers to your caps, and I hope more students will use the app for what it is meant for, because some people, they will just download this and not make use of it. We we got our money's worth. In fact, more than the worth, even before this award. So thank you, TestDriller.